Are we near the end of the COVID-19 pandemic? A chair department and medicine from University of California, San Francisco, Robert Watson, said that the end of the pandemic is reasonably likely, although the end of COVID itself is a very unlikelihood. There will be COVID around, but it most likely to be quite low level of virus cases. This is because a lot of people have already vaccinated, and some even have recovered from the disease. Also, the medicine is increasing in availability, thus decreasing the chance of the virus spreading. Monica Gandhi, a professor of medicine of University of California, San Francisco, believes that the virus that much aggressively contagious and mutating like Omicron will be end this year. We'll always have to live with it, but that terrible phase we've been living through for 2 years should end this year with highly transmissible and less virulent variants like Omicron, said the professor on an interview. Ivan Maldonado, a pediatric infectious disease epidemiologist, thought that there is a chance that we get rid of COVID pandemic, only with the meaning of large surge of hospitalizations and even deaths. A professor of epidemiology from University of California, San Francisco, George Rutherford, explained that the COVID-19 in general moves from place to place or completely disappears. He said that in this case, it will be similar to the 2002 SARS outbreak. He suspects that the case of COVID will become more of an endemic and have lower level of activity and suddenly appear from time to time. COVID-19 pandemic, as we all know, has been going on for 2.5 years, which begs the question, have we actually near the end of COVID pandemic? From my own viewpoint, the COVID-19 pandemic has felt like we are in the end game. We will probably see more restrictions from the government to be lifted. The COVID will definitely be existed around us, but it will most likely to be the second thing that we will afraid of. It will exist as a form of endemic cases. The example of this being the Chinese government applies an emergency lockdown for its people on Shanghai, as it is a form of endemicity. Overall, all I can say that we might actually be closer to the end of pandemic than we actually know.